How do you sort out the so-called jargon from real-world practices that work? Do the members of your organization find some business or technology advice utterly confusing? Welcome to Real Talk with Sam Holcman. In this program, we set the record straight, and in terms that business people and technology people can understand. Now, here is your host, Sam Holcman.
Welcome to this edition of Real Talk. This is Sam Holcman, and today's broadcast is more of a public service announcement, as you'll see in just a moment. I received an email from Google. You probably also received it. And what surprised me was that in the email, there was some of the wording, the letters on the email were actually in bold print. And the bold print letter said the following, and it was about their AI tool, Baird. I believe I'm pronouncing it right. It may be pronounced different ways. My apologies to Google and those that are using this. I am quoting directly here, quote, "Please do not include information that can be used to identify you or others in your Baird conversation." I want to repeat this. Please do not include information that can be used to identify you or others in your Baird conversations. Now, I am going to read word for word the privacy notice that I went to go look at, and then I will comment. But I will literally read the privacy notice for all of you to hear this if you haven't read it. Your data and Bard. Last update, June 1st, 2023. This notice and our privacy policy describe how Google handles your Bard data. Please read them carefully. In the European Economic Area and Switzerland, Bard is provided by Google Ireland Limited. Everywhere else, Bard is provided by Google LLC, each referred to as Google as applicable. Google collects your Baird conversations, related product usage information, info about your location, and your feedback. Google uses this data consistent with a privacy policy to provide, improve, and develop Google products and services and machine learning technologies, including Google's enterprise products such as Google Cloud. By default, Google stores your Bard activity in your Google account for up to 18 months, which you can change to 3 or 36 months at myactivity.google.com/product/Bard. Info about your location, including the general area of your device, IP addresses, or home or work addresses in your Google account is also stored with your Bard activity. Learn more about at g.co/privacy-policy/location. To help with quality and improve our products, human reviewers read, annotate, and process your Bard conversations. We take steps to protect your privacy as part of this process. This includes disconnecting your conversations with Bard from your Google account before reviewers see or annotate them. Please do not include information that can be used to identify you or others in your Bard conversation. Configuring your settings. Visit your Google account to access settings and tools that let you safeguard your data and protect your privacy. If you want to use Bard without saving your conversations to your Google account, you can pause saying your Bard activity. You can review your prompts or delete your Bard conversations from your Bard activity at myactivity.google.com/product/Bard. Bard conversations have been reviewed or annotated by human reviewers, are not deleted when you delete your Bard activity because they are kept separately and are not connected to your Google account. Instead, they are retained for up to 3 years. If you turn off this setting or delete your Bard activity, other settings like web and app activity or location activity may continue to save location and other data as part of your use of other Google services. See Bard FAQ to learn more about how Bard works and how Google uses Bard data. Things to know. Bard uses your location and your past conversations to provide you with the best answer. Bard is an experimental technology and may sometimes give inaccurate or inappropriate information that doesn't represent Google's views. Don't rely on Bard responses as medical, legal, financial, or other professional advice. Don't include confidential or sensitive information in your Bard conversations. Your feedback will help make Bard better. Terms of service. You agree that you use Bard subject to Google terms and services, and the generative AI additional terms of service is if you're an EEA-based consumer, then EEA consumer laws gives you the right to withdraw from these terms within 14 days to accept them as described in the EU's model instructions to withdraw. Now my commentary. What? How's that for a summary? Let me repeat here, for those of you that are using this, especially our audience in enterprise and business architecture, for what you possibly suggest, believe, or somehow understand are best practices. Let me repeat one line here. Don't rely on BARD's responses as medical, legal, financial, or other professional advice. Let me repeat. Don't rely on it. This is kind of interesting. And then it tells you not to put in your own information as far as privacy or information that identifies you. So let me ask you the question rhetorically, of course. If there is no traceability to the information, then how does anybody know where the information came from, whether it was hacked information, whether it was true information, whether it was another bot information, whether it was fictitious information, or as now we hear, it's hallucinations? What we see right now on the internet and with AI is garbage in, more garbage out. I want to stress again, for those of you who have been listening to my podcasts and webinars, it's not that AI is bad. The engine is wonderful, and it's something that all businesses, all enterprises, and all individuals can really harness. The issue is the data that is being processed. Generally available internet data, as it says here in the BARD privacy notice, shouldn't be relied on. Please take this to heart. Until next time, stay healthy, stay well.
Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk. Be sure to join your host, Sam Holcman, again for another edition of our program. We'll have more real topics of discussion then.